What did you think of my new intro, Kim?
It almost made me cry. I'm like, hold it together, hold it together. It's so good and sad and good and sad.
I get so tired of I'm always caught off guard when the live will actually start. And so I'm like, I gotta have a little something in front there. And I just felt like it brought us to Disneyland. So
I love it.
hello, everyone. It is Tuesday night, which means it's time for another Disneyland chat. For those of you that don't know me, I am Becca Robbins. I am the founder, creator, writer of this crazy adventure called Life, where I help you make memories amid life's chaos, whether at home or on the road. I do that by sharing my best tips for Disneyland, West Coast travel, and backyard adventures and beyond. And I'm also a founder of Disneyland with Kids, which is a community where we help people plan their Disneyland vacations. We have both a Facebook group, which I would invite you to join, and a podcast, which I hope you would check out on your favorite podcast streaming service. And yeah, so every Tuesday night, I do these Disneyland chats here on Facebook. And tonight, I have a special guest, and it is Kim, my friend, and also she works for Getaway Today, which I'm a partner with. So I'm going to let Kim introduce herself and tell us a little bit about Getaway Today before we get started.
Yes. So like Becca mentioned, I'm with Getaway Today. We have been in business. We're celebrating our 30th anniversary this year. We are the #1 travel provider to the Disneyland Resort, and we work with all of the very best hotels in the Anaheim area. So we have world-class customer service. We have a dedicated rep that happens to be in the Disneyland with Kids group. So that's always a lot of fun. We specialize, again, primarily in Disneyland, but we also work with all of the Southern California attractions, Walt Disney World, cruises, all of the fun stuff that you know and love and think of when you think of fun vacations.
Yeah. So I love Getaway Today. I use them for my own vacations, but of course I also partner with them. So full disclosure, I do have a link to book with them in the description of this video. I do earn a little bit of commission when you use that link. You do not pay anything extra though. In fact, you get a little bit better deal because I have a discount code for you when you stay at least 2 nights at a Southern California hotel. And it looks like we've got people from Michigan and Washington. I know British Columbia. I know I saw Penny, I think, and she is from Australia. We have Debbie and Sarah, lots of our friends here. Blackfoot, Idaho. Hey, Idaho. Woohoo. All right. So I think I've taken care of all of the business aspects, so we can get going here, Kim.
Yay!
Takes a while, but we're ready. All right, guys. So I've lost my spot already. Okay, so tonight we're talking about one of the most popular topics. I do this about every 4 to 6 months. We do this topic, and we are talking about Disneyland hotels. And I brought Kim on here from Getaway Today because 1, I partner with them for a lot of the hotels in the area, but 2, between the two of us, Kim, I think we've probably stayed. There's some overlap, so I'm going to say at least 24 hotels because I know I've stayed at 18 at least.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we're pushing 36 between the two of us. Maybe.
Could be. Maybe.
And that's just the ones we've stayed at. We've also both toured other hotels as well.
Yes. Yeah. So our team at Getaway Today, we go down once a year and tour all of the hotels that we partner with. So they're quite walking days. We've seen up to, I think, 30 hotels in one day. I mean, that's record breaking. Normally it's 14 to 15 hotels a day, which is still, it's a good chunk of the day and really, really a lot of fun to see how the different setups are and how they operate and all of that good stuff.
So we're going to share our favorites, right, Kim?
Yes, we are.
I'm going to lose my spot a lot tonight. I have notes to keep us on track, but
yes.
Well, so we know Disneyland's still closed right now. However, right now, I am one of those people that I'm always in for a good deal, and I also always have vacations planned way in advance. But why is right now the best time to book for 2021, Kim?
Right now, it's a really good time to book because it's kind of like an open slate. Right now, you're looking at the very best availability. You're looking at really good deals. And we also have a layaway plan where you can pay for everything up to 7 days before you go. So you have a lot of flexibility that way, and you're never penalized for booking early. So let's say you book something now, and 3 months later, a better deal comes out, we can apply that for you. So there's really no risk for booking now. But at least that way, you have something to look forward to, because couldn't we all use something to look forward to right now? And then again, you have that flexibility. So, and wide open availability.
Yeah. And I always try to book my hotels as soon as I think I know when I'm going to go. And Kim can attest that sometimes I have way too many
4,
vacations on the
5,
book.
17. I mean,
Way too many.
we love Becca.
But part of the reason for that is because there have been so many times where I'll look and I'll be like, okay, oh, look, there's this hotel. It's got a great rate and we're all going to go down. And I'll just wait like a day or two to book. And then not only is that hotel gone, but then my next choice or the next choice, because it seems like, people realize that they have a 3-day weekend, or people realize there's a school break, or they're like, there won't be a school break, so I'm going to go because I'm hoping the crowds are low. So I definitely suggest booking as soon as you know when you want to travel so that you can have the best choice of the different hotels. You can lock in the lower rates. Like Kim said, if they get a lower price later on, they will just credit you the difference. So you don't have to worry that you're going to overpay just because you booked early. All right. Let's see really quick before we even get into our first favorites. We're going to see there are some people here planning for 2021. We have Carmen, she made a reservation through Getaway Today for the Anaheim Hotel for January 2021. Fingers crossed she can go. We're crossing them too. We have 2 toddlers and a huge stroller. How easy is it to get one of the ground floor rooms with a little patio? It would really help with the kids. Have you stayed there recently, Kim? I've stayed a couple times, so I can answer this one because I've stayed with a double stroller. So
you take it. You take it, Becca.
So, Carmen, you shouldn't have to worry. You don't even have to worry about being on the ground floor because the buildings, one end of each building has stairs and the other end has a ramp, which is really nice. So you just push your stroller up that ramp. And then the upstairs also has little patios that you can put your stroller outside there at. And when I went, people were actually parking their strollers outside the door to their room because there was actually quite a little bit of a space in between doors. So a lot of people did that. I don't know if I would personally do that, but I have put it out on the balcony and it's been fine. In fact, I felt better about that than on the ground level because they're not all fenced in. And so then it's right there. So you'll be fine getting your stroller up there. Won't be a problem. And the good thing about them is they have that big Olympic-sized swimming pool. So you'll be able to take that in if it's warm enough. And it can be warm enough in January sometimes. Okay, let's see.
And one thing I do want to add is just if you haven't made that request with your reservation agent, you can call in and make that request at any time and we will get that to the hotel for you if that is something that you really want to do for your trip. We're always happy to make those requests and add them at any time.
So Paula asks, is there a cancellation policy with Getaway Today? You want to touch on that and the peace of mind plan as well?
Yes. So we do. First of all, we have our peace of mind plan, which you can add to any of your vacations, and that allows unlimited reschedules and cancellations for no fee. It's just $75 to set that up, and you have complete and ultimate flexibility with that. Or if you, this year is the year that's just been the most bizarre of any year ever. So we are doing completely free reschedules for anybody. So if you're keeping your hotel or your travel credit with us, you can reschedule at any time for no fee. If you do need to cancel altogether without the peace of mind, there's normally a $150 cancellation fee for that. And that is for any cancellations that have been up to 72 hours for most hotels. So 72 hours before check-in. So it's really flexible. A lot of hotels, or a lot of vacation packages, you have to be outside of the 30-day mark. And we know that's really hard right now. So we do have flexibility there.
So Shayna is asking about hotels for large families. So Shayna, we actually have that in our schedule tonight to talk about, but I also have an article in the description that you can check out and learn all about my favorite hotels. In fact, it's a very complete article that has like 60 or 7, I don't know, it's a lot of hotels. And that do 5 and above. I made sure every single one had 5, but we'll be talking about that a little bit. So make sure you stick around and we'll give you our recommendations for that as well. Let's talk about budget hotels. So we're going to do like all different types of hotels, but let's talk about budget because Disneyland Vacations, they're expensive. I mean, we have our favorite ways to save using Getaway Today to get discount tickets and hotel deals and all that, but they're still going to cost you money. So let's say someone wants just the best budget hotel. They're not worried about a ton of frills. They want a clean place to sleep and, just feel safe. What would you recommend to them?
Okay, so I have a few things to think about here. So our number one seller for value properties is the Clarion Hotel. And if you know what you're getting into, people think it's great. If you are a go person at Disneyland and just need a place to lay your head at night, the Clarion is a great choice because it is normally the very cheapest and it's still really close. It's right by the convention center. So a lot of times like the cheaper hotels are like 10 miles out, and that's, yeah, don't save money that way. Try to stay as close as you can. So that is our number one seller. I also really like the Castle Inn, which is it's not too far. It's maybe like a 10-minute walk, but honestly, we say it all the time and it sounds like cheesy. It's kind of like our cheesy tagline: kids love the castle theme. But kids love the castle theme. It's so cute. They have a great staff there. The rooms are really pretty spacious. So again, it's not a place I would want to like stay if I was going to experience a resort, but for cheap, I think it's a great choice. And right now they have a third night free, so you're paying really low prices. And speaking of free nights, this is kind of like a little trick. Just because something's of value or a budget hotel does not always mean that you're paying the lowest price. With Getaway Today, right now, a lot of the more like deluxe hotels, some of the higher end properties, they've cut their rates so drastically and are doing free night stays. So right now, I just pulled some random dates. I'm just looking at my notes from November 5th through the 9th. Our number one, like lowest price is the Clarion. Our number two lowest price, by only like a few dollars more than the Clarion, is the Marriott Suites. Like us, I know, right? I was like, are you serious? Because they're doing the fourth night free. Now they do have an option that has a free breakfast. It's like their big buffet. This version does not have that. But if you want, like, I'm like, good grief, I would stay there in a heartbeat. I've stayed there before for such a low price point. I'll go buy a couple of yogurts, stick them in the fridge, and be like on my way. Like, it was really good savings. So always check for that. I like to search for first a free night and then sort by price, because a lot of times you can find moderate and deluxe hotels that are in the same price range as a value hotel with Getaway Today.
Yeah, I love the Clarion. It's an older hotel, but it is still clean and all that stuff. And that's one of my favorite budget hotels. Another one that I really like, though, is actually staying farther out, which we said don't stay 10 miles away, but sometimes it's okay. It's Buena Park, and most of those have free shuttles. So Buena Park is over by Knott's Berry Farm, and I like the Radisson there. And it's also one that can hold slightly larger families. And we can usually get it either through Getaway Today or wherever for like $86 to $90 a night. And
That's
I mean,
cheap.
that's like unheard of. So, and it's an all suites hotel. Every single room has a separate living area, like a living room with a pull-out sofa, and it's been newly renovated. So their new sofas are nice. They've put in all vinyl faux wood flooring. And they have, the only downside is that they're full beds, double beds instead of queen beds. But other than that, like, I've stayed there quite a bit. I'm pretty sure I have a room tour on this page if you want to check it out.
And their pool is really cool too. I love their pool. It's like a little tropical oasis type, kind of tucked in the courtyard. And the hotel is like a hacienda style. Really, it's a very cool place. And since you're talking about Buena Park, the Holiday Inn Buena Park is actually one of my other favorite places to go. And you do save a lot of money by staying in Buena Park versus Disneyland. And they have the free scheduled shuttle. And if you are going to Knott's or Porto's Bakery, which is my favorite attraction, it's the best bakery you've ever been to. It's right there. So Buena Park's a great place to stay.
Yeah. Well, and you also have Medieval Times, Pirates Dinner Adventure, Not Soak City. All of that stuff is right there, Buena Park. So it's a great place, and almost every single hotel over there has a free shuttle to Disneyland if you don't want to drive. But for me, the savings is so much worth it. It's not a big deal to pay for parking either.
It's true.
So that brings us into our next one. And this, Kathy mentioned that she loves the breakfast at the Clementine. So keep asking your questions, guys. We're going to come back. But Kathy's comment and the last question leads us perfectly into our next category. And so everyone in the Disneyland Kids group, this is a very popular topic. Obviously, here tonight, it's a popular topic is I want a hotel that has a free breakfast, because we know that if you can fill your kids up at breakfast, you can get through those morning hours, those, where the crowds are low and you can do a lot and not have to stop for lunch. So favorite hotel that also includes free breakfast normally, because we know some of the hotels may not be including it right now.
Yes. So and I just did this, like, what is my favorite hotel breakfast? If you're looking at it as like, what's your favorite hotel breakfast? My favorite hotel breakfast of all is the Embassy Suites, any of the Embassy Suites property. But of the Embassy Suites in the area, my favorite is the Embassy Suites Anaheim South. It's the closest one to Disneyland, but they have just the hugest spread. They have fresh fruit. They have, of course, a cereal bar. They have all of your pastries and everything like that. But what they also have is a cook to order omelet bar, which it's the only hotel in that area that has that type of cook to order items. It's awesome. And then the other two hotel breakfasts that I really enjoy are the ALO Hotel and the Ayers Hotel right next door. They're sister properties. And for some reason, their breakfast is super great. They're about 2 miles from Disneyland, but they have a really, really good breakfast.
Okay. And I was like, I sent Kim our notes for this, and I'm like, don't steal mine.
I'm like, I won't, I promise.
And I lucked out because she hasn't stayed here, but mine is the Homewood Suites Convention Center. 2 reasons. It was a nice, huge buffet breakfast, hot meal every day. They have indoor and outdoor seating, plenty of seating, so you can spread out, which is nice. But I also feel like if you are wanting free breakfast, you would benefit because they also offer a light dinner Monday through Thursday. And it's usually enough to fill you up. Like one night it was pasta and breadsticks. Like that's a full dinner. So if you come back, we would eat a huge breakfast, go to the parks, stay until about 1, come back, maybe eat a light lunch or a snack, and then we'd fill up right before going back to the parks at dinner time. And we'd be full. It saved us so much money, not to mention that all the rooms also have full kitchens. But
yeah.
But
and there are 2 Homewoods in the area, and they both offer that. So the convention center is the newest of the 2, but there's also the main gate, which is, it sounds like it's closer, but it's actually a little bit farther away.
Yeah, it
everything's
is
main gate. But it's awesome, and I have stayed at that one. And yeah, the dinners, same thing. Some nights it's like barbecue chicken. One night it's a soup and salad bar. It's a great way to save for breakfast and dinner.
Yeah. And of course, the other thing is the convention center, we've stayed there. It's right next door to the Toy Story parking lot. So you can hop over and hop on the shuttle, which is a secret that Gavin and I shared last week at the end of our live, where we spilled some Disneyland secrets. So if you haven't checked that out, be sure to do so after this live, maybe. Okay, so let me make sure I know where we're going. Oh, I was going to show you guys, because a lot of you guys want free breakfast, or like, for us, it's a requirement that they either have free breakfast or, well, no matter what, I require a fridge in my hotel room, right? And because then I can bring milk and cereal if they don't have free breakfast, and I always have snacks for my kids, all that stuff. But if you guys don't know, you can actually go on Getaway Today's site, and I'm going to share my screen here with you. Hopefully it comes through okay. But when you're looking at your hotel, you can just come over here on the left-hand side, and you can select your amenities and say, oh, you want a full breakfast. Or, hey, I want somewhere that has you can search for things with breakfast and stuff on other sites, but I've never seen anywhere that lets me make sure it has a refrigerator or a king size bed or all of that little stuff, and it'll narrow down the hotel for you. So you can make sure that you get those amenities that are the most important to you in your hotel stay, because you'll just cut out the ones that don't have that amenity, which is great. I love that about your guys' site. So
thank you.
We have someone asking about the Best Western Plus Stovall's Inn. So Kim, I have not stayed there, so I'll let you give any thoughts you might have on that.
Okay, I have not stayed there, but I have toured it a number of times. And I don't know if you know this, Becca, but they're one of like the older properties in the area. They have redone their rooms. They're great. They feel really clean, really fresh, really updated. But they have these magical topiary gardens that are just like so whimsical. You feel like you're outside It's a Small World with all of their carved topiaries. So that's kind of fun. Their pool's great. They typically do the breakfast. It's a really good place to stay. I very much like the Stovall's. So if you want a quote for that, for sure, just click on Becca's link. And yeah, get a quote. It's a great hotel.
What is the best deal for a family of 8? So let's get into that. That's our next category. So if we haven't gotten to your comment yet, we're going to go through, we're going to get to them, keep them coming, but we do want to get some of these talking points in because I'm going to be putting this on YouTube. I haven't told Kim that yet. So
great. I love it.
All right. So big family hotels. I have an older son and then I have twins. And when we went from having 3 to 5 in our family, like the most frustrating thing was constantly getting that too many occupants whenever I try and book a hotel room. And it drove me nuts. So I kind of became a little obsessed about hotels for large families. And so I have the post, which is in the description of this, where you can go and you can check out. I think they're all within a mile or maybe 2 miles. And it's like at least 60. And I break them down by the max room size and all that. That's in the description. But Kim, let's talk about some of our favorite hotels for large families. And I'll let you go first, even though I'm sure we'll overlap each other.
There will be some overlap. And yes, luckily the Disneyland Resort, they have a lot of hotels that sleep larger families. So, and again, everyone's definition of larger is a little bit different. When I first started at Getaway Today, I've been with the company for 17 years now. And when I first started, there were quite a few hotels that would sleep up to 6, like your standard, 1-bedroom suite or studio suite, something along those lines. But at the time there were I think there were 4 hotels total that had a suite that slept up to 8 people. And since that time, of course, people realized that people like to go to Disneyland in large groups with their family, with friends. So I was thinking like some of like the larger ones. Now we talked about the Cambria. They have a suite that sleeps up to 7. It's the King Suite, and then it also has bunk beds and a sofa bed. And so that's a great choice. Again, brand new hotel, really awesome. The Residence Inn Convention Center, it's really close to the Homewood Suites Convention Center. There are kind of like a whole bunch of newer hotels in that area. Mm-hmm. But the Residence also has a 2-bedroom that has bunk beds. And then the Staybridge, that's one of the original ones. It's been there for a while, but I love it. There are 2 Staybridges. The one that I like is the old school one, Staybridge Holiday Inn. They have a 2-bedroom suite. And again, with the 2 bedrooms, you have 2 separate bathrooms. And if you're going with 8 people, you really need 2 bathrooms. Plus they have the full kitchen in the middle and they do the breakfast every morning. So it's a great place.
Julie from Mom Rewritten has stayed at that one. I think she did a room tour. I can't remember whether it's on her page or whether it's in the Disneyland with Kids group. So I think it's in Disneyland with Kids. So you need to join the group to find that. Yeah.
Yes. And the nice thing about the Staybridge as well is they offer many different room types. They have the 2-bedroom suite, they have a 1-bedroom suite, and they have a studio. So if you're going with your family and maybe like another family, but they only have 1 kid or a couple of kids, it's really easy for you to get room types that fit any scenario. And then my final one, because I have so many favorites, is the Clementine, which somebody mentioned earlier. And I think that they used to be actual condos. And it's cool because they have different layouts. They have like a loft room. So there's like actually 2 levels. They have, I think it's 2 different types of 2-bedroom suites. And they also have the smaller 1-bedroom suites. Plus they have like a playground area for the kids. They have, of course, a swimming pool. It's just a great property.
Yeah, I think it used to be a Residence Inn, but before that,
yes,
it was like a condos apartment type building type thing. So yeah, those are all great. I think I am actually going to mention different ones. So like the Cambria, the Homewood Suites Convention Center, which I know I've already mentioned, but it does sleep up to 7. It has a king bed, a bunk bed with a pull out, which the Cambria has, and then also the sofa bed as well. And then also with that, it has they all have kitchens in them. So it has a lot more room to spread out and has a full-size fridge. So you can put all that food, that snack food, the milk, all that stuff for your big family in there. I would be remiss not to mention that if you're a 5 or 6 person family, the courtyard right across the street has bunk beds standard in every room. Well, almost every room. I mean, there's specialty rooms that don't have them, but generally every room is 2 queen beds and a set of bunk beds. So that, and 2 showers.
2 showers.
So that's really nice. And then, there's, I can't not mention a Disney property that you can always rent DVC points or pay huge bucks to stay at one of the villas at Grand Californian or some of the upgrades. There are suites at the Disney hotels that you can stay at that can fit larger people as well. So just because you're going with a large group doesn't mean you can't stay on property. It just means you might have to be a little more creative with how you do it if you all want to be in one room. So I was going to say, Kim, it's really funny because all the ones you mentioned, I have not stayed at. So I debated if I was going to share my little, we'd hoped to do it this summer. And then, of course, COVID and all this stuff. But
everything.
I can't decide if I should share what we're thinking about doing next summer. I don't know.
Of course you should share. This is a place to share.
Good. So if I share, I have to be held to it. And that's what scares me.
Let's do it.
So we want to go down to the Disneyland area for like 30 days or something and stay at all of the large family hotels so that I can review them all to go along with my post.
That is awesome. That's so awesome. Do it. Do it.
You know how much it's going to cost me?
What's money? You're saving so much by not going this year. It's terrible.
I'm making no money either this year.
It's the worst. This year's the worst. Go big. Go big next year.
I mean, I'm saving money because I'm not going this year, but so anyways, that is something. Okay, so if you guys want me to do this and to like seriously look into it, probably wouldn't be able to do it for 30 days because it would be so expensive. But if you guys think that I should go down there for at least 2-3 weeks and try and hit up all of the large family hotels and maybe some of the smaller ones, start hitting the like button or the heart button so that I know that you guys are interested in seeing that and seeing me do that and follow along with that. We wanted to do it this year and then we were like, no, we can't. And then it didn't matter because nothing's, we're not even gonna get into this year. But if you want to see me do that, if you would love to see me go in with my family and try out all of those hotels next year, hit the like, hit the heart, whatever, and let me know so I know. Okay. I'm staying at Clarion in December. Any tips or secrets to maximize our stay there? Yes. Walk across the street and use the Toy Story shuttle so that you do not have to wait for Art or walk that long distance or Uber or anything like that. Just walk across the street. As long as you're walking in and not parking your car, it is free. Kim, you work closely with Clarion. So any other thoughts of things for December with Clarion?
For December, I'm trying to think. They don't have a hot tub, so just be aware of that. Normally I like to sit in the hot tub after a long day, but they do have a pool. But I don't know if you do it in December. I think really just maximize your time at the parks and enjoy the holidays. And yeah, just enjoy. Becca's tip is great with getting to and from. And we do have, I think it's Kids Eat Free for breakfast this year. I know our offer there has changed a little bit. So if you book with Getaway Today, you do get extra perks. I know you get a discount on your parking there. So yeah, it'll be a good time.
One more thing is if you book the standard room and go on and check the price for the larger room with the sofa bed, it's usually, now with December, it may be a bigger cost difference, but a lot of times through Getaway Today, it's only a few bucks more and you get a lot more room. And it is totally worth it to get the room with the sofa bed if you did not already do that. So I actually have room tours from the Clarion here, and it's kind of funny because like all the rooms are laid out just a little bit differently. I've stayed in the bigger rooms like 3 or 4 times and never had the same layout.
It's an older
So
hotel, and that's one of the
yeah,
things that you get when you stay at an older property. There's not as much uniform to the rooms, but yes, that's a great tip too. I think it's normally really like $10 per night more to do the upgrade to the studio suite, and the room layout. I mean, not the exact layout, but the difference is that you have that I think it's a twin size sofa that pulls out. Maybe even it's like a little smaller than a twin, but it's definitely bigger than a single. But it does give you a lot of space. So
yeah. Amanda says, "Are any of them really walkable after doing a million miles of walking in the park?" With a laughing emoji. Yeah. So I have to, because Kim and I were at a conference together in February, March, right before this all
like 2 weeks
happened.
before everything happened.
And we were at the courtyard. And, I laughed because both of us had recently been there and stayed at the Grand the last time we were there. And the courtyard has always been one of my, oh, this is no problem. This is so easy to walk. But Kim and I both commented on how much farther it feels once you've stayed at the Grand, even though it really isn't that far.
It's
But it
not. No.
but it feels far because we're so used to just running into the Grand after our last stay. So yes, they are walkable until you have stayed at the Grand. And even then, though, sometimes if you're at the very far end of the Grand, it's kind
That's
of.
true.
Let's see. We have Suncoast. Someone mentioned Suncoast in the comments. That's the one that used to be Country Inn and Suites, which it shocked me that they were purchased and rebranded so soon because it was a very new hotel. It's a very new hotel. I stayed there when it was Country Inn and Suites. They'd only been open 18 months, I think, when I stayed there, and it was the next year, last year. They were bought out and changed over at the beginning of this year to Suncoast. So it's a great hotel. And I mean, you have a brand new hotel that's already been renovated to fit the theming of the new hotel. So I mean, can't
And that
beat that.
one doesn't have the infinity pool. I'm thinking that one has.
Yes.
Yeah, like
and
it's
you can
nice.
watch. It's nice, and I do have a room tour of that up here on the page that you can check out. You can go to the hotel room tours and see them. Okay, a lot of people are saying I need to do that with the hotel. Oh my goodness.
Yep.
Okay.
I knew it.
You better start looking to find me good deals, Kim.
I will.
Okay, that's your job.
Always.
Forget about your regular job at Getaway Today. This is your new job.
My job is Becca.
That's right. Even though you cannot book Disneyland tickets right now, I do suggest if you plan on going in 2021 to book your hotel, lock in that price, and then Getaway Today will let you know as soon as tickets are available, and so will I, of course. And then you can book them through Getaway Today. It'll be easy to add them on to your package. Super, super easy. Let's see. All right. The one everyone is wanting to know about, walking distance hotels. We love them. They make it super easy because you don't have to worry about cars. A lot of the hotels that are off property are closer than the Disneyland Hotel or Paradise Pier, closer than the Grand. But, there's a lot of really close ones. And I know we both love a few of the same ones. So let's tell everyone our favorite walking distance hotels to Disneyland Resort.
Should we say our favorite on the count of 3? See if it's the same.
Yeah, let's do it. 1, 2, 3. Courtyard.
Courtyard. Yep.
Yeah. So that's our favorite. That's mine and Kim's favorite. Lots of reasons why. Obviously, the water park. Huge reason. It's just a beautiful hotel, very well maintained, huge rooms. And like we've already mentioned, the rooms have bunk beds, standard with the 2 queens. They have 2 showers in every room. I do have a room tour up. I actually have 2 room tours up. The first one when I was really sick, which I learned they have extremely comfortable beds that time because I came down with the flu really bad one time. And then the second time when I was healthy. So definitely check that out. It's both of our favorite, but there are a lot of other ones. So Kim, let's talk about some of the other ones.
So as far as really super close, I personally love the I almost call it the Cambria. We've been talking so much about it. The Camelot Inn, which is right across the street. It's like the charming little cottage look from the outside. It's really basic, but all the rooms have a fridge, a microwave, You're super close. And then their pool is on the 4th floor. So a lot of times you can go out at night and just watch the fireworks from that 4th floor, which is pretty cool.
That is cool. Of course, we both also love the Fairfield. Is another great one.
Yes, yes.
I think we just need
Fairfield's
to
great.
be like, okay, here are ones that we really love is like Hojo, Courtyard, Camelot, Fairfield.
And if you are going to do the Fairfield, I recommend getting one of the higher rooms. They have them at 2 different levels, but the higher up rooms, they have like a Disney themed wall, and you can get a view of the fireworks just right out your window. So
yeah,
and you can see Space Mountain and
yeah. Let's see what else is there. Tropicana has been they have pretty newly renovated rooms.
Yes.
Like before the renovation, I've been like, but now like I really like how the rooms are renovated. We have, oh man, there's so many. The Anaheim Hotel.
I mentioned this before, but the Sheraton Park, if you're going on an adult only trip, is walkable for adults, and it's great. Like I would totally stay there.
I'd say the same about Suncoast. Like
Yes.
I went when I stayed, it was Country Inn Suites again when I stayed there, but it was totally walkable for 2 adults.
Yeah.
So that's another one that I think is completely walkable. One that some of our members in Disneyland Kids have mentioned a lot recently, and I think Getaway Today partners with them now, is Eden Rock.
Yes, and that's a good value one as well. So yeah. I would recommend that.
A lot of people say it's like their little hidden gem. Like not very many.
It's kind of like a Del Sol, and it's you can get in.
Desert Palms is one that's very close. Yeah, and both the Best Westerns across the street are really close as well. They're just, I don't want to say like there's nothing wrong with them, right? But sometimes it's location, and when you have the location, you don't always have to like do anything extra because you got the location, and so people are going to stay there, and so the rooms are just, it's they're older Best Westerns. I like Best Westerns. They're stepping up their games other places. I'm hoping they're going to renovate those ones soon, but they're clean. They're not bad. We just have others that we like a lot more, right?
That's
totally
and
they're good because Getaway Today work. If anyone that Getaway Today works with, you can be sure that they're not going to be like gross.
We vet all of our properties. We have very high standards. If anything's not going well, we contact the hotel immediately, and it's like Becca said, there's nothing wrong with them. We just are opinionated and have some of our favorites.
Yeah. Just remember, we're the ones that think the Courtyard's too far because we've stayed at the Grand.
You're listening to
I became such a snob after I stayed at the Grand. I'm like, I'm such a snob now. I just got to show this comment because Shayna says, I watch your lives every Tuesday. My husband is well aware not to bother me in this time. Best time to visit Disneyland with ride closures. I might have to do that one. I'll have to do that one really soon. Okay. I will do that one. Shayna, probably maybe next week. I don't have anything set up for next week. So I think I'll do it, Shayna, but you got to promise you'll tune in. So, okay. Let's see. We have Desert Palms. People are asking about. Have you been in there? Have you toured it?
Totally. Okay. So one thing I love about the Desert Palms is that they have so many different room types. So they really fit families of any size. If you're going for a pool, their pool area is very small, and it's kind of like in the interior of the hotel. So that's something to be aware of if that's what you're going for. I realize if most people are going for Disneyland. I actually had a reservation scheduled there for March, was it 19th? So that didn't happen, of course. But I have toured it a number of times. Their breakfast is great. They have a nice like outdoor patio that's on, I think it's the 2nd floor that they serve their breakfast on. But it's a wonderful hotel. A really good choice and super close. So you can't go wrong.
All right. So I'm trying to think of a question to ask you as we wrap up. So we are going to wrap up. Our time is up. So thank you again for being with us, Kim. And
thank you for having me. It's so fun.
And I'm trying to think of a really good question to ask you. Okay, so what hotel do you think is the most underrated? Like, it's a really great hotel, but people just seem to not think to stay there. Like,
I'm going to say the Ayers Hotel. in Orange. It's a little bit farther away, but it is beautiful. It's like inside is like Bali inspired. It's so pretty, and they have this great breakfast, and it's like this beautiful like wooden like table in the air. Like I would have their furniture that they have. I would have in my house if my house was like really nice and like a spa resort. Like I feel like it's kind of a hidden gem, and it's close to the outlets at Orange. It's right off the freeway. If you're going to like an Angels game, like it's a really good. I think it's a good like underrated one.
Yeah. I can't really think of I don't know. I feel like I've shared all the ones that I really, really love. So I would hope my followers would not pass them up. But yeah, I don't know. That's a really hard one. I have to say the one I think has the worst rap, but is actually really good. We've talked about it a couple times tonight, but it's the Tropicana. Like it used to just have a really bad rap. And I remember I was like, I'm never going to stay here. And it was like almost 2 years ago, 18 months ago. Like we had the first conference that you guys came to with us, and Crystal from Getaway Today ended up staying there. I said, hey, Crystal, you have to let me go in and do a room tour of your room for Disneyland with Kids. And they had renovated all the rooms just like recently from the like 6 months before that or something. And they're super cute. The only thing I don't like about the hotel is that I don't like hotels where the swimming pool's in the middle of the parking lot. But that was it. Other than that, it was so cute. And it's literally right across the street, like as close as the Best Western. So it's great. All right. Well, thank you guys again so much.
Thank you. It was so fun.
So great. And thank you everyone for tuning in. Remember to come back next week. I do these lives every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Disneyland time, 8 p.m. Mountain time. And we will see you guys all real soon.